Am I live now? I am. What in the world was that all about? Alright. On. OBS had a new feature that threw me for a loop. What's up, Tony? How are you, man? Make sure that is all good to go. And it is. All right. So then we bring this up, move it down here like so. Move this over here like so. Open this. All right. Actually, I can't see that. So let's move this down here. That there. And now let's... Oh, wait. Actually, I need to go back over here. I need to get my grain cart. And then bring my truck over. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot to turn the blinkers on. My bad. My bad, bro. My bad. Jeez. Impatient. They're in a hurry and don't know why. What's up, Brandon? How are you, man? Rush until life's no fun. All you really gotta do is live and die. You're in a hurry too. Don't know why. Probably hear a voice. It says they're running out of time. Gotta pick up their pace. Race. There ain't no room for someone in second place. We'll get there one of these days. Green cart. Find us a truck. That's it. Hey, I don't think I got rid of my Wilson. I don't know where it's at. I do love this setup though. This is a good looking truck. I just need to learn how to drive it. Apparently. I need seat settings so I can lower myself just a little bit. parked him about halfway down the field. Make sure. I guess we can go pick up the bales real quick because Tony's gonna probably want to start plowing this next. I must have sold my Wilson. Because this trailer, this truck's attached to this trailer. And I got rid of the sleeper cab one. And then the other one's attached to the end dump. I must have gotten rid of my welcome trailer. Grab it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're averaging about a trailer of cotton per field. I think that's it, with the exception of the one that's on the back of the combine now. I think. Go down here and check, make sure. Nope, I was wrong. How bad is the drive through Baltimore? I haven't like driven. I haven't driven like a ton through Baltimore. Everywhere I've been in Baltimore has just been like right off the highway. So basically, you just, or whatever it's called there. We call them highways here. I guess it's like a interstate or freeway there. I don't know, but you Yeah, exit off of it right to where you need to be, so it's easier to it's easy to get to. Um, and I've only driven like really early morning, late at night, so it was a lot. In my opinion, it was a lot smoother than driving in DC. I can tell you that much. DC sucks, both comics and the traffic in the capital. But Baltimore wasn't terrible. Now, Baltimore, you do have to watch out because people will come up to you, like your car, like to wash your windows. And stuff. That's a legit thing there. The last time we went there, it was right after the guy washed the guy's windshield after he told him no, and then the guy shot him. But if you ask me, then again, it could have just been timing because we got to Baltimore really early that morning, and we spent the day. We walked around this couple places and got lunch and all that, and then by the time the show was over, it was late at night. There wasn't a ton of, but I shouldn't say late at night. It was like 10, 11. No, it was definitely later than that. No, it was probably like 10. Probably closer. But there wasn't a ton of traffic. Baltimore or Washington and Philadelphia, both. Every time we go through there, it is just wall-to-wall traffic. Last time we went to Philadelphia, we spent like an hour and just stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. DC, the 2 times we went through there, each time there was a traffic jam. They had to like, the one time there was a bunch of cops showed up to help clear traffic. How bad it was. And to be fair, the second time I went like right down next to the, I forget what it's called, right there at the, not a fountain. Is it a pool? Considered a pool? Like not a swimming pool, but it's in front of the Washington Monument. We went right down there past that. So. Can't remember what the name of that is. No. Is it Lincoln? Or is it Jefferson? It's on the other side of it. No. Now I would imagine if you go on like a night that the Ravens are playing, it's probably gonna be bad. California map coming to episode 25. I love that map. Alpha. I don't even know what map you're talking about, sir, so I couldn't answer you there. Now I'm curious. FS22 Cow Farm map. Cow Farm map tour. Oh, are you talking about South Mountain Creamery? Is that what you're talking about? Was that in 22? I thought that was no. It had to be for 20. Or was it 7? That was in 17, wasn't it? South Mountain Creamery FS. Yeah, it was FS 17. Damn, I didn't realize that was that old. Was it in 22? Oh, it was on 22. No, it was only on 17. That was a cool map. I'm shocked that they haven't converted that over. That was a really good map. Cow farm. Big cows outside. I'm really looking forward to the one guy. He's been working on it. The one map maker, like Chicken Farm. The guy that put out Farmville, North Carolina. It's actually the footprint for the chicken farm is already in the map. He just hasn't released the chicken houses and stuff for it. I'm patiently waiting for that. I've been wanting that since I started playing Farmington. Finally, someone's doing it. What maps were we playing? 22. I don't even remember. And when 25 come out, I just straight up deleted all my stuff from 22. I didn't even look back. It's bad. We went. My dad had some scrap metal he needed to get rid of, so took him down to the salvage yard to sell it off. There was a truck. It was the same body style as the one I had, but it was tan, and it had it sitting up on a lift. And there were some things wrong with it, and I was just like, "Hey, I could use that." And then I was looking at like when I was tossing the stuff in the scrap pile, I was like, that don't even look that bad. I was like, oh shit, I got Brandon brain right now. My dad actually used to work at that one back in the day. Him and his brother worked on it, and they were building cars. And I can't remember what kind of car he said it was, but they used the same parts. And every time a car come in, him and his brother would race to get the parts they need off of it. Put on their own cars. It's also the place where my dad was working and saw a swing set and figured the old metal swing sets and figured, you know, those would make good exhaust pipes. And he, for the longest time, his car had swing set metal swing set pipes or exhaust pipes. He said that son of a bitch was laughing. I guess I should do this screen. I better see how he's doing there. Oh, technically I can see him from here. Never mind. I didn't realize it was that close. I thought it was on the other side of the map. My oh, bird. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. I should be able to make it another. Right. I should be able to. Down to the paradise city with the classy. I want to please take me home. Yeah. Ow, saving hurt. Ow. Who lives on a pineapple under the sea? Bob SquarePants is orbiting yellow and pours the sea. SquarePants, there's nautical nonsense. Be something you wish. Bob SquarePants, check things up like a fish. SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants. Only 9. Nope, still 98. Now we're at 99. What's up, Chad the Lad? How you doing tonight, sir? Why he's offloading. Dang. That was like perfect placement. Did he drop any the other way? Cotton, old times that are not forgotten. I didn't do it. I don't know what the heck that was. That was weird. Okay, I don't see any spawned in. The heck? Why is it acting all wonky all of a sudden? The hell is that? I blame PJs. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's my story. Oh, that's my story. Whip it. Whip it good. Can't blame me. No, I blame PJs. It happened right before he joined, so it's gotta be his fault. He must have been loading in. Another hole. One. I officially want a console now. Hear me out though. I want this new Steam console coming out next year. Oh yeah, buddy. Be able to play your entire Steam library wherever. Sign me up. Not only that, you can put other like stuff on it. So it's not just you're like it's not just Steam library. Like you do so much more on it. It's basically a computer console hybrid. What Xbox is trying to do for $1,200, Steam's going to do it for a lot cheaper. Excuse me. I wonder if that means that GTA 6 is going to come to the Steam machine when it releases for console. Technically, it is a console. Would that mean it's going to be out at the same time as it is for Xbox and PlayStation? I mean, it's a console. Just Steam's thinking ahead of the game. They're like, you won't make us wait for it? Nah. We'll develop a console. Money, 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 money. Take on me. Skirt.
If you ain't down with that, I got 2 words for you. Oh, buy propane. Propane and propane accessories. I'll tell you what.
Ow. Ow, ow. Oh. Of course he would drop it down there. Couldn't drop it right next to the truck like last time. Butt wipe. Just make sure none rendered in down there. Come on, Bear, you can handle this, sir. You got this. You got it. I believe in you. Watch his ass drop that bell back there. And how full are you, dude? Oh, he still got a little bit. All right. Back in our combine we go. Oh, man. I'm good.
What's going on?
Oh, how do you do? How to do? Top of the morning to you.
Feels like it's midnight.
Mm-hmm. Dude, especially with how quick it got dark before the time went back.
change.
Yeah, then
I'm
the
trying to
time
decide.
change just like went batty.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if it's like the. So I'm way better with the spring forward. I actually really like that. And like the fall back an hour like gets me, but I usually adjust in a couple days, and like I just haven't.
Same. And I think it has to do with how like early it started getting dark. Because now
No, I know,
it's
but like this happens every year, and like I've never had like a big problem with it, and just like, this year I did. It's nothing new. Like it happens, and it takes me like a day or two to adjust. I don't know if I told you or not, but I was thinking to myself, it's like, is this what it's like for like old people? Like, you know, like old people just get up at like 5 in the morning, just like on their own. They just do it.
I don't know.
And it's like, does it just happen? 1 year, it's like one daylight savings, and like that's when you become the old person that just naturally wakes up stupidly early for absolutely no reason.
My my parents have become like the opposite. Like ever since my dad retired, they just like they'll go up in the middle of the night, and then they'll go to sleep in the morning, and then sleep till the afternoon. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. Like my dad's up at like 4:30 or 5, like 4:30. Sometime before 5, I know that. Every day, even on weekends. And like, it's not like he's got like. Like his work day doesn't start till like 8, maybe. And he only works 3 days a week. And it's like, well, why are you getting up so friggin' early? But it's just like an old person thing. So I'm just like, I've been getting up early on the days that I don't have to. Like, I've just been getting up earlier as a result because for whatever reason, I can't adjust to this time change.
It's the same. My wife had to do a couple of 4 in the mornings this week. So she was getting up at like 3 something. And I woke up, what day was it? Saturday, day before. I was up at 3:30 and I was just like, my body's just like, nah, I'm up. Like, all right.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like when it's early and it's like before I have to get up and I wake up, like sometimes my cat will come in at like 4:45 and just start meowing. Like you've heard her meows. They're so annoying. It's so loud. And it wakes me up. But then I like look at the clock to see what time it is. I'm like, okay, well, I have to be up in like 25 minutes anyways. So like, once I'm up, I can't go back to sleep.
You got part cat, part rooster.
Yeah. But I think that may have been like the triggering factor this time around is like with the time change, like I always plan on sleeping in for as long as possible because that will, like that's how you adjust to it. And my cat was not aware of said time change. So she came in at the equivalent of like 5:30 a.m. and started meowing because she obviously didn't get the time change thing. And it woke me up and then I couldn't go back to sleep.
There ain't no time change in the cat world, bitch. Get up.
I know. Yeah, but then I couldn't go back to sleep, so then I was like up. And it totally threw off my adapting to the time change. And then plus within my current work schedule, like I have to work an hour later than I normally did. So, and I had my original work schedule set so that when I was leaving work, it was still light out. But now, like every day for the past 2 weeks, I'll have like a meeting that's at like 3:30, goes till 4 in the office, and our meeting room's just on like the corner, so it's just all windows. And I'm like looking out though, and I'm like, is there like rain coming in? Like, is it supposed to be like a storm or something? Like every day, they're like, oh, it must be, it's got to rain soon or something like that. And it's just like, no, it's just getting dark. It's just getting dark every day.
Dude, it's been just a week from like hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was Sunday night. There was another incident that I had to write a damn complaint about, and that freaking Monday morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, our smoke alarms go off. And I'm just like, I hop up, and I'm like, I don't smell smoke. I don't know why this thing's going off. I walk downstairs, and by the time I get to the bottom of the stairs, it goes off. I check everything. I look around. I had no clue what set it off. None. So I go back up and go to bed. Throughout the day, it went off twice, and I had to sign my new lease. So I had to take that back over to her, and I was just like, "Are they working on like the fire alarm or something?" She goes, "Why?" I said, "Mine just randomly keeps going off." And I was like, it's like when we're just sitting there, we're not cooking anything, it just keeps randomly going off." Well, she calls the maintenance man, who of course doesn't come until Wednesday, and this is like, did you put batteries in it? Yeah, I put fresh batteries in it, took them right out of the package, popped them in, it's still doing it. And he's like, "Oh, you gotta hit the button and hold it until all of them start going off so they can sync back up." I was like, "Okay, I'll go try that." Didn't work. And so finally she's like, "Well, he'll be here Wednesday. You just have to kind of deal with it until then." This was Monday morning when I talked to her. I was like, "There's no way I'm going 2 freaking days with this thing just randomly going off, especially if it's going off in the middle of the night. No." So I pulled it down. I did some research on the from my diagnosis, it was faulty, and I ended up being right. He come over and he's like, "Yeah, that one's bad." So I pulled it down and just sat it on the counter, and of course now it's disconnected from the system. When it goes off, it's the only one going off. So I diagnosed it. I went and told her. She's like, "Well, he'll come in on Wednesday and check it." Like, okay, you could just give me another smoke detector that I could put up there and, solve the issue, but all right. So that was Monday. Tuesday or Wednesday? Anyway, it was Wednesday. She ended up putting paper on our neighbor's door. Apparently they're getting thrown out, and his whole tirade where he was going on about he was going to beat my ass and all this. And he was like hanging outside the door, like yelling at our doorbell camera. "I'm gonna lay him out. When he comes out, you can't stay in there forever. You're scared." All this other shit. So I took it over to the office manager. It's like, this is what we're dealing with right now. And she was like, "Go to the cops." I went to the police station. Got a call the next day. "Hey, you got any more of this footage?" Like, dude, I got like 6 months of this shit. So I just started sending them clip after clip after clip. Next thing I know, 2 cops show up at the door. He got a warrant out for his arrest. I had to take my dad to the freaking junkyard. Saw a bunch of scrap metal. I had to pick up a freaking ton of pellets, and then I unloaded them while my wife stacked them on another pallet. They're on their back porch. Killed my knees. After it took me a half hour to get that sumbitch started. His F-250 diesel.
Yeah, why?
It's cold. The 1996 Ford F-250. It's got a parasitic draw somewhere. We haven't figured out what's causing it yet. I don't have the knowledge to diagnose that, but you have to disconnect the batteries. So you reconnect the batteries, and it's cold start, so it's going to take it a couple of cranks. And I sat there, I cranked it. Of course, I'm trying to get him ready because he's on oxygen, so I got to get his tank out of the truck and get his little mobile one set up so he can make it to the truck. So I'm doing that while trying to get this bitch started. Finally started, just a cloud of white smoke come rolling out.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But I was like, my dad was like, can we do it at like 10:30? I was like, yeah, sure. And the cop called me at 9:30. He's like, hey, you got any more of these clips? I sat down for an hour, just like, here's this clip, here's the context, here's this clip, and here's the context. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. It's 10:30. I hadn't even gotten dressed yet. I was like, texted my dad. I was like, I might be a few minutes late. I just had to email a cop real quick.
What's going on?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you when I get there.
I don't know, man. It seems like since they did the the work and stuff, kind of seems like that place has gone to shit.
I think it had something to do with whatever they did the day before, our neighbors, because they at one point we have a camera in the back window, and you just like you hear their alarms going off, and you just see a ton of smoke rolling out the back their back door. Like, I mean, enough that it comes up in front of our window. It's like a cloud that comes across there. And like that morning, the next morning is when it just randomly goes off, and that one failed. So I'm guessing it might have picked some of the smoke up from their apartment or something. Something triggered it and it faulted, or I don't know what's going on with it. Haven't had any problems with it since.
No, I just mean in general.
Oh yeah. Well, they made it cheap. Like, our dishwasher didn't work. It worked for the first like month, and then it went out, and it took us like 3 or 4 months to get a replacement. The woman that my wife works with that lives around in another building, she moved in, and her stove didn't work at all. They had to get her a whole nother stove. And I'm guessing another stove over there didn't work, because it was like 2 weeks later, I come back in and they were bringing in another stove. And she said hers was working fine after replacing it. So I guess they had to replace somebody else's. And it's just like, that's what happens when you pay for bottom dollar shit.
Yeah, well, it's really not. So I was actually reading something that was kind of interesting. In like, despite like not being in the housing market anymore, I still just like am really interested in what's going on with the market and stuff. So a lot of these, like, it's basically like private equity firm backed real estate development companies that just buy up properties. Like, they're the ones that we had been competing with for years to like try to buy a house, because they come in with like all cash offers, buy up the place, completely renovate the home and sell it. And what they're seeing is that people are catching on and aren't buying those houses anymore, because like there's so much wrong with them. Like, they're shittily made. Like, poor workmanship, poor quality products, everything. And so the real estate development companies also have like a mortgage ranch off of them, so they can also be like the mortgage lender for the people buying the house. So they just keep everything in-house and make all of the money. And what they're doing is like lowering the interest rates and offering discounts if they go through like the in-house thing. And people just aren't doing it because they're catching on that all the homes being made now are just terrible.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, even when like my wife and I were like looking at homes, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we just renovated the kitchen and like spruced it up when we went in there," and it's like, okay, well, they didn't even connect the like your countertops and then like a backsplash, but sometimes like if you have a granite countertop or something like that, they put like a granite like it's like 3 or 4 inches. I forget what it's called. Like backsplash around.
Mm-hmm.
And it like it wasn't even connected to the back wall on some of them.
Just lay that bitch up there.
Yeah. But they put like the latex like stuff to like keep it in place. And it's like, nah. No. This shit's at like a 30-degree angle, not connected to the wall. And at one of the houses, there was a cable, like coax cable, that was just sticking out of the wall. It didn't have like a casing around it or anything. It was just coax cable coming out of the wall. And they just literally, as they were painting the wall, just painted over it. But it was sticking out like 4 or 5 inches.
That sounds like the shit they did here.
Just, like, painted over. Yeah.
Before they renovated.
Like, but they wanted like a full, like, they wanted the list price of the house was as if it were like renovated properly and like well. Like, attention to detail, good renovation. And it's like, no. That's why like I'd rather take a house like this where it's just like they didn't bother doing that kind of stuff, because then eventually you have to go back and fix that stuff, and it was done so poorly that it becomes a huge project. Like, granted, everything that we do here becomes a huge project because everything was made in the 60s, but at least it's original. And like we paid
and probably
for
still will last
the
longer
price.
than that shit they just tossed together.
Yeah. No, it's funny because the lady that works the registers at the cafeteria at work, she and I have become friends, and so she's been telling me that.
Okay.
I know, right? Just like,
you
dude,
just
I
come
spark
buddy
up.
with the lunch lady.
Yeah, but I don't talk to my coworkers, so there you go.
The hell?
Yeah, dude, I make friends with like the most random people that I have no business being friends with. And she's like in her early 60s, so. Yeah, but she was talking about like redoing her kitchen and how all of the stuff in her kitchen is like so old, and I was like, no, I got you beat. And so she was like showing me pictures of her kitchen, and so I was like, oh well, we did like a basic like strip everything off and paint it and put it on there kind of thing. So I showed her what it looked like before, and she was like, oh my god. She's like, even the linoleum floors and everything, like everything's original. And I was like, yeah. And she was talking about replacing her washer and dryer, and she showed me a picture of those, and I was like, just listen, I know that they don't look great, like they do look old, but trust me, hang on to them. Because we had those and we got rid of them, and we replaced them with like the fancy high-tech like LG washer and dryer, and like it sucks so bad. 1,000 times over I would take the old washer and dryer back. Like, why do you need to put AI? Like, there's a setting for like the washer and the dryer, and you can just put it on AI.
What? I'm sorry. How's the AI? What the AI supposed to decide how long to wash and dry your clothes?
Is it gonna be better than? Yeah. Was it gonna just like look at every piece of clothing in there and determine, like, based on the pairing of all of the things in here, I think the best cycle would be like a spin, rinse, spin, instead of your standard spin, rinse, spin. It's like, okay, we don't need this. And
Yeah,
yet,
that's pretty.
in the old ass
You can't really
washer,
fuck up laundry.
yeah, but for whatever reason, I have one sweatshirt in particular, and anytime I wash it, it gets like soap residue, like the white soap residue all over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've watched this bitch on like every single type of cycle. And it's just like that one sweatshirt just every single time. And I've never had that problem before.
You should see what AI has to say about it.
Like that, I tried the AI in the
Watch this
dryer, and that actually works a little bit. Like that one makes a little bit more sense. But it's the same thing as like most dryers now, like have like a sensor dry. So it's kind of the same thing as that, except the only difference is with the AI dry, it'll adjust the temperature as well. Which, like, who cares? And there's like an app, so you can make like custom wash and dry site. It's like, what?
What the
You
hell?
can't even wash a sweatshirt. You can't even wash a sweatshirt. A regular just thing. Like, why?
They do laundry? There's an app for that.
Yeah. I was also saw an article that was saying that people, well, basically it's just like homeowners are going back to analog technology instead of digital because they're sick of stuff not working because either like the app is down or there's like updates, like constantly updating things, and there's like so many apps. So they don't like the unreliability of it when it comes to things like home security and appliances and stuff.
That makes
And I'm
sense.
like, hell yeah, brother. Like, let's go back to that. Like, I think I told you. I don't even know. That, like, my brother have the locking system that's like all digital for their front doors. And they're telling us that we need to get that too. And it's like, no. Like, I don't need to unlock my house with a freaking app.
Yeah, not to mention, that shit can be hacked, can it? Like, give me a...
Well, it's not only that, but like, what if there's like a software issue or like you have to do an update
just
or something
fucking
like
locked
that?
out.
Yeah. And like, they don't even have like, so my brother straight up doesn't even have like a key option for his front door. It's like straight up like number pad, and, which I guess is like the fail safe. So I guess that's fair, because there is a touch pad, and like what the app does is like if you have someone come over to the house, like do your HVAC or something like that, you can give them a temporary code to use. So like I appreciate that, but in order to do that, you need to have the app. Like, he doesn't have an option. Like, if for whatever reason it doesn't work, or like a battery dies, I don't even know how it's powered. Then, like, yeah, you straight up can't get into your house. My parents have that for their, like, bolt lock system, and then they still have, like, a key thing for, like, the actual knob. But they've removed the locking mechanism from that, so you can just twist the handle. Like, the lock doesn't work. So they only rely on that one bolt lock. So, like, they wouldn't be able to get into their house either. And I feel like Gen Z is kind of onto something. And I know I talk about reading things, but, like, I don't have much spare time these days. So my only spare time is on my work computer. And I can't really just, like, look up whatever the hell I want. But Gen Z has started going back to wired headphones. in particular, like the original Apple, not the original Apple headphones, but like the ones that look like the AirPods now
Yeah.
that are wired.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going back to using those.
I've noticed
it's
an
like, heck yeah.
issue like with Bluetooth earbuds. Like there's a ton of issues. Like my wife was just asking me earlier, like because hers kept getting like quieter and louder and quieter and louder, and it was like interference with it. And we've both had where it just like stops playing. Like the batteries are charged and everything, but it just like keeps disconnecting from the Bluetooth connection. So like, yeah, I understand why
For
people
all
go
of your
back.
headphones?
No, it just randomly happens. Like it'll happen to my earbuds, and it'll happen to her earbuds. Like when she's at work, I'll just be
Never
sitting
have
here,
that problem.
and I'll have it go in and out. That's weird.
Yeah, I spend like
Apparently, it's a common problem because they're like, make sure you're away from any other wireless signals and try again. It's like,
I spend like 70% of
how
my
am I
day.
gonna be away from other wireless signals?
Yeah, I spend like 70% of my day with some form of Bluetooth headphone in. Like when I'm at work, I have them in constantly, and then like I sleep with like listening to something with a Bluetooth headphone in, like earbud.
You sleep with earbuds in?
Just one.
Still weird.
I can't sleep with like complete silence.
Get a fan.
No, I need something to like fall asleep listening to. I don't know, blame my parents. I've always done that. It's always been TV, but we don't have a TV in our bedroom, and my wife can't fall asleep with a TV on, but she falls asleep listening to like a short story or something like that. She has it on the speaker, or like coming off of her iPad. It's like the Headspace app or whatever she uses. And then I usually just find like a super boring documentary and put that on and fall asleep. I have a headphone in.
Welcome to This Is How Cheese Is Made. Who starts dozing off?
I've watched like every war documentary ever made. And yeah, I just go.
You fall asleep, just wake up with useless information about wars.
I have the most useless information on so many different topics. Because not just war, like that's just because it's interesting to me, but like after you've seen so many of them, it's kind of like there's a slightly new take. But
Jesse, how you doing today?
You know, it's the same story.
Fun fact, did you know Hitler had a micro penis? How the fuck did you know that? It was in a documentary I watched last night. Well, I didn't watch it. I listened to it in my sleep.
Right, heard about it. There was a lot of laughter.
I'm pretty good, sir. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I find the most random things. I've gone back to like when there's like the animal documentaries, like all the Planet Earth related things, like dig into those. There's like the history of the movie industry. I thought that was kind of interesting. But the problem is, the documentary can't be too interesting.
Yeah, because then you're like,
Then I'm saying,
like,
oh,
oh,
wow.
now I need to watch this now.
Fuck. Yeah. Pretty much.
The giant horse cock weighs 11 pounds. The fucking what?
Okay. All right, I gotta see what the next episode is. There can't be a penis bigger than that. Episode 3, the walrus. Oh. Stay tuned.
I know why the wild walrus is called tuna can. Oh, no, I don't want to. Nope. Skip.
but I do. Now that's something I could fall asleep to. But I haven't found issues with, like, I've never had issues with Bluetooth headphones. The only times is like switching between different devices because, like, half of it is iOS devices and then the other half are like Windows devices. But I found the sickest headphones. And they're like $30. And they're just Bluetooth earbuds. And you can connect to 2 devices at the same time. And it'll switch to whatever's actively, like whatever you're actively using. So at work, I have it paired to my work laptop and my phone. So I can be like listening to something, but then if I get a call on like Teams, it will
automatically
pause.
switch over.
Yeah, it pauses what I'm listening to, switches over to my work computer, and then is connected for like audio, like speakers and microphone, and I can just like have a conversation. Like
Pretty dope.
How sick is that? Yeah, I was like reading about it. I was like, there's no way that like for $30, like there's no way that is a thing. Like I've never heard of this. And I tested it out and I was like, no shit. So highly recommend it. I'm not sponsored by it, but it's the Soundcore. There's the P40i is what I've been using for work, and the Soundcore P30i is what I use for like outside of work.
I'm not sponsored by anything. Let me run you down the model numbers and what their
Dude,
best use
I'm
is.
only doing that because like I have not these days when I buy stuff, like I'm always like moderately disappointed, right? Because everything kind of sucks right now in terms of like quality and what you think is going to be versus what it actually is. So like post-pandemic, that's just kind of what things are. So very rarely do I get excited about something that's like not only met the expectations but exceeded them. And it's the coolest thing. And unfortunately it does have an app, but the app's really cool. And super easy to use.
Yeah,
And you customize all of like the settings for the headphones.
maybe
While you're in there, like it has a customizable like noise canceling system, so like it also uses AI, so it can detect if there's just like ambient sound versus someone talking to you, so it'll block out ambient sound, and if it recognizes that there's like a voice, it amplifies the sound of the voice so you can hear that better. Yeah. Wild.
we're still in the same infomercial for anyone watching.
Yeah. 3 minutes later. Yep.
But me and my wife just had this conversation last night because we're like planning to get another vehicle, because like I've been relying on my dad's vehicle to get back and forth around, and this is like the second time they like, hey, can you bring it back? And I was like, yeah, sure. And it's like, I don't want to. I've gotten dependent on it, and then I was like, not having that second vehicle, kind of lame. So we agreed that that's what we're gonna do. Get another one. So we've been like doing reviews and looking around, trying to get in mind what we can afford and what we both like. And she's like, I really want something.
Good luck in this market.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I really want something with remote start. So I was looking at that. I was like, A lot of these vehicles don't have like the key fob remote start anymore. It's all through a freaking
It's an app. Yeah, my wife got she's got the 2023 Tiguan. And like all her shit's through an app. All of it. Like remote start. She can like change a bunch of settings and stuff. And then I was watching I was watching something today, I think. It was like Dateline or 2020, one of those two. And someone mentioned that they were like went to remote start their car, but the app was down for maintenance, so they couldn't do that. So they went out to go start their car, and then they got attacked or something like that. And I was just like, oh God. And that, like, it doesn't change my reasoning for not wanting to like use anything over an app. Like, I'm not going to add potentially being attacked onto that list. It's more like, how annoying would that be if you rely on like remote start, like warm up your car in the morning, and then you just can't because the app's down. It's like, you know what won't be a problem is if you just get like an actual like remote start fob and put it on your keychain.
Yeah, that's what blew my mind. It's just like, why?
Like the rest of the world.
Why? It's like a lot. It's not even just like just a Volkswagen thing. It's there's a lot of
no. All of them do, and they're retroactively doing it too, which is pretty crazy. So because the used car market's so hot right now, what they're starting to do is put in the newer technology, because like the profit margins are built into their used vehicles. Like they're essentially making their money twice. So they're putting in some of the newer technology in that stuff. Because also, while yes, your app does do the remote start, it also tracks all of your information and gives it to the company.
Big brother, man. Big brother.
Mm-hmm. So, you know what doesn't do that?
The remote start key fob.
Is a key fob. So I've been so tempted to just from the sheer economics perspective of just getting a new Tacoma, because my current one is essentially worth the same as a new one because of the market. And like I've been hesitant because like I don't want to go into that system like with the new cars of like everything being digital and electronic.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, that freaking Honda Civic we rented when we went, that thing was shit. I have more technology in my 2011 Hyundai than that thing had. Make that make sense.
Oh, because a Honda Civic is like the most entry level vehicle I can think of. Like, and it has so many different like trims to it. So if you just get like I think it's like the Honda Civic EX or whatever it is, like the most basic one, I'd be surprised if it had a digital display.
Oh, it did. It did. But like the seat controls, like it was still the under the like I guess that.
I mean, it is like that. My like
2011 has a little switch that can go. It's like front and back, and then you can lean back.
I don't have electronic controls for my truck. Nope.
I got it in my Sonata. I was like, this sucks. And it was one of the ones
You'd be
that shuts.
surprised. A lot of the ones you need to have like the second or third level trim to get like power seats.
Guess I've always lucked out because I've always like everyone I've rented has had all that stuff to it. This thing did. This thing's and it was one of the ones that shut off when you stop at a stoplight. And there's a way to turn that off, but
yeah, but you have to do it every single time.
Yeah, every single time you have to reset it. And this is like this.
Yeah. So my wife's car has that too, and
then
so she brought that up, and I was just like, you're gonna have to like probably go into your app or go into the settings every single time if you don't want that to happen. It's like, oh, it should just be like a flip switch. Like, do you want this? Yes or no? Like, don't force the people to do this. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I hate it so much whenever I grab her car because, like, you'll be sitting at a red light, and if you like let your foot off the brake a little bit, it like sometimes it assumes that means that you're going. So the engine
starts
kicks
back
on
up
and it jumps forward.
Just like I hate it. Like I loved it at first, the adaptive cruise control. So when you got close,
no, I always fuck with those people. I always fuck with those people.
I liked it at first, and then when we got on the highway, it was like when people like got over into the exit ramp, it would read them as they were slowing down to go get on the exit. Like even though they were in the exit lane, I was in the next lane over. It would read them. And when they slammed on their brake, this thing just like you lurch forward, and I was like, "That some bitch is going off right now."
So like Toyota's is like, in my opinion, Toyota's adaptive cruise control is absolute garbage. Like I tried it one time, and I was like, "No, never again." This is actually more dangerous than helpful.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like, if I just slam on my brakes, people behind me probably won't, and just rear it.
Well, so what I do is. There's a bunch of Teslas, and the highway that I have to go to work is, like, as I've stated many times, like, very dangerous. And what the Teslas do, like, when people drive
Steve,
them,
how you doing,
like, they camp in the left lane and put the adaptive cruise control on. And so there's, like, but they set it so that it's, like, a massive gap in between. So they're never going to make any progress. So I'm like, get out of the freaking way. Like, don't just camp here on cruise control. That's not what this lane's for. So I go around, pass them on the right, and then I, like, can estimate what their adaptive, like, range is. And so I cut in right below that, and it makes their brake go on.
You're a dick, dude.
Well, get out of the fucking left lane.
I mean, true, but I can just see they're driving along, and they take a sip of coffee, and you get over. Just, oh, son of a bitch.
Yes, 100%. Because, like, drive. Just drive. You're in the car. You have one job: drive. If that's so hard for you, like, you shouldn't be driving.
True.
Like, don't drive. Have somebody else drive you. But, like, if you're driving, pay attention and drive. Like, you don't need, unless you're on a long stretch of highway where there's, like, no traffic, nobody else on the road, like, or, like, the occasional car once in a while, then, like, cruise control's fine. But when you're doing, like, commuting hours on a dangerous highway, don't use your cruise control. Like, pay attention. And so, yeah, like, when I get back into the left lane in front of them, it is at a safe distance. I'm not cutting them off. I give them, like, a telephone pole.
That's me.
Distance between me and them when I get back into the lane, but I know that their range for their adaptive cruise control is, like, 200 yards is when it starts reading it. So if I get in there like 100 yards, it's going to be like, oh, something just showed up, and slam on the brakes.
God damn.
Whatever, it makes them pay attention again.
As they're wearing their drink all over the front of them now.
Not, like, literally not my fault. Like, if you're the one that's using adaptive cruise control, like, what happens if it wasn't me doing that? What if it was, like, I don't know, like a deer in the road or something like that, or like a moose in the road that just jumped out in front of it?
Cream.
There's no difference. There's no difference. It's like, pay attention. I hate it. There's so many Teslas around here.
There's like a bright blue Cybertruck that rides around here, and it's just like, you know how stupid your ass looks.
Well, like the park down the street, they spent 2 months like they got rid of like 12 parking spots, and this is like the most populated playground I've ever seen in my life. Like the parking lot is always slammed. Now, granted, it's a sick playground. I wish they had it when I was a kid. But the parking lot's always slammed. They took away 12 parking spots and put in 6 charging stations.
So it took away 6 parking spots, is what you're saying?
Yeah. But not once have I driven by and ever seen an electric vehicle charging. Not once. And I guess it came up during the last town meeting when they were proposing like putting in more, and someone brought up that they're like, since you guys put that in, nobody uses it.
Yeah, can't they see like charging hours, like how many like hours people have actually used it?
Yeah, the problem is like they're getting because Massachusetts sucks. Like they're still giving out grants to put in like electric parking. So it was essentially free. I mean, it was 70% funded by the state. So there was some taxpayer dollars involved in that. And it's like they're talking about putting in more. It's like,
Debating on what game to play
that you
now.
put in. And the fact of the matter is, like, nobody uses those because, one, like, they're not free. You do have to pay to charge. And two, the people around here, just, if they have an electric vehicle, they got the charging shit, like, installed in their house at the same time. Why do they need to charge at the park? Okay.
How about
Lord.
instead they build like a I don't know what they're called, like a canopy that they can put over top the parking spots with solar panels on it, and then offer free charging.
No, because that'd be an eyesore.
I'm trying to think out here, trying to help.
Yeah. No, I just, it's the people that live around here. I'm just predicting what they'd say. I watched we watched the last town meeting. It was on like the local cable channel. Oh no, we actually watched it on YouTube. And the people that are like representing our like neighborhoods and stuff, and just like they get up there and they ask questions about stuff, and it's just like, oh my god. No wonder this town sucks.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind.
Like one guy, all right, so like my wife's on that committee.
Super Mario World,
not
nice.
committee. It's like a non-profit in town to basically like ban certain rodenticides. Because what happens is like with certain rodenticides, it stays in their body, doesn't kill them immediately, and then they go outside, and then birds of prey like owls and eagles and stuff eat those animals, and then they end up dying. So it's not good. So they're putting, they had got enough support to basically like present a bill to the town to ban the rodenticide from being used by like commercial companies and stuff anywhere in town. And what the chemical does is it basically thickens the blood to the point where it just like clogs everything up.
Really
and so they
gums up
opened it
the
up.
wax.
Yeah. So they opened it up to the town, like for like debate, and this guy from like the north part of town comes up. Mind you, this guy represents a whole neighborhood, people, and he was like, "Well, what am I supposed to do with my blood thinners?" It's like, what?
Feed them to the rats. That keeps their blood from thickening
no,
up.
no.
Saves-
I'm sorry. It does it. Whatever the medication, either the poison thins the blood or thickens the blood. I forget, but whatever it was, I think it thins the blood, something like that. And so this guy was on blood thinner medication, and he's like, "Well, what am I supposed to do with it?"
Probably take it.
And, well, my reaction was just like, no, his extra.
Why has he got extra blood thinner? It's like,
Well, I'm just like, what are you doing with it currently? Like tossing it in the yard? Like for the rats and like mice to get? Like what? Like what are you doing with your extra blood thin medication right now that would have any effect on rodents? Please explain that to me. So, like, the town manager stepped in and he's just like, I don't really think that's a relevant question. All right, next. And it's like, this guy is one of the guys that votes on this. He's concerned about his blood medication and how it's going to impact him. It's like, sir, we're not banning blood thinners from town. I don't know.
it's like maybe you should just like, flush it. Oh no, the rats are in the sewer. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, the trickiest thing is because I'm sitting here and like they went through a bunch of different like potential bills like that, and people just had their wacky responses, and I'm just like, why don't I just like run for one of these positions? But you have to get like X amount of signatures from like the people in your ward or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, that's how these old lunatics are in these positions, is because they've been like living in the same neighborhood for 50 years and everyone knows them. If I went around door to door trying to gather signatures, they'd be like, who the hell are you?
The next guy, representative of your ward, sign here.
Yeah, but also it's just like, that's all you need to like run is just signatures, and then there's no like campaigning. It just goes like the next like town vote. It's just like names on a ballot, which doesn't make any sense because like how are they supposed to know like what you stand for and what you want to do for the neighborhood?
You get out there in the neighborhood.
I might have
Tell
to
them
like,
what you
hold
think.
a rally. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hold a rally at my house. Just be like, I want this neighborhood to be nice. And then be like, well, your house looks like shit. That's not the point.
It's what's inside that counts.
Yeah. Inside of your house looks like shit.
You don't motherfucker,
That
I'm
may
putting
be
up
true.
another bird feeder. I'm taking all the
That may be
hummingbirds.
true. Yeah. I'm running on that. I want more hummingbirds. I'm running on that, whatever it takes. But what about the school
Make the
committee
birds
stuff?
come again.
I don't care.
Hey, isn't this the same time this shit happened last? Dropping frames
No.
are crazy again.
Oh.
I was at 392 before this, and now I'm at 2920. My connection just destabilized, so I'm not dropping frames anymore. It was just a slight hiccup. At least it's not up in the 20,000s like it was last week.
Cool.
What difference do you want to make? I want this motherfucker to stop putting his blood thinners out on the front lawn.
Yeah. Yeah. It's actually, it hasn't been the rat poison this entire time. It's been this guy.
It's been Frank from down the street. Fuck this guy. He's killing our birds of prey.
He's single-handedly doing it.
They actually do research on the poison. And it's like, well, that doesn't make any sense at all. Frank's just over here is like, shit, did I rat myself out?
That's what I was kind of hoping for.
I lied. I'm cleaning house now. I just realized the crap was put away before we drag out Christmas decorations. It is not
I forget where I'm dropping
Christmas
this
tree
stuff off. I'm
time,
putting
Steve.
the silage.
It is not Christmas tree time. It is preparing
by the-
yourself
yeah.
to gain 10 pounds
It's up by the store.
because you
The
down
farmer's
so much
market, right?
food season.
Yeah.
Christmas trees can go up after Thanksgiving dinner. It can go up Thanksgiving night if you need to put it up, but it doesn't go up until then. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, man.
Last Friday, I think,
Last Friday night.
it rained, and I think it was after we were gaming. I came out and there was in the laundry room, like outside of this room, there was just water all over the ground. And I was just like, oh no. And I tracked it up, and it was actually coming from a vent, like our hot water heater vent. And it was, I tracked it up through the attic, and it was coming from like the roof. Damn, I went past it. And come to find out, they like redid the roof a few years ago, and they just like didn't really seal the exhaust pipes at the top. Yeah. But I wasn't sure, so I had to go up on the roof. And like, sure enough, they didn't. So I went and got all this like car stuff and had to go up there and fix it. And like, man, I hate getting up on the roof. Like,
I
I've done
don't
it
blame you
before.
there.
I've done it before, like not here, but like I've been up on roofs before, like climb up ladders, get up on roofs. Like, who hasn't? But as soon as I like put the ladder up, the shortest way is our back deck is like, I don't know, maybe like 10 feet from the roof. So you don't need a huge ladder to get up. And I put the ladder up, and as soon as I did that, my neighbor, aka Bill Belichick, he was outside scooping up leaves in his lawnmower, and he just races across from his yard into my yard on his lawnmower and gets off, and he's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like,
Climb the roof. What does it look like?
I'm like going up on the roof, like there was a crack in the seals of the fence. We got rain in the basement, so or we got water in the basement, so like I gotta do this. And he's like, you've been up on roofs before? I was like, yep. And he's like, all right, do you know what you're doing? Did you at least watch like a YouTube video or something? And it's like, literally, I live around my parents. Because anytime I tell my dad, like, yeah, no, I got it. And he's like, well, how do you know? And I'm like, well, I watched a YouTube video on it, so, like, I can figure it out. And he's just like, he gets so mad anytime I say that. Then, like, this guy's just asking, like, oh, did you at least watch a YouTube video? Like, sarcastically. It's like, no, actually, I didn't watch a YouTube video on this. I didn't. I'm just gonna wing it. Like, what does it matter to you? And he's like, are you gonna be comfortable up there? Like, do you need a hand? Like, no. No. I was like, if anything, if I run into a problem, I'm gonna FaceTime my dad while I'm sitting on the roof. Okay? You're not my parents. You're my neighbor. Like, go back to picking up your leaves. I appreciate the concern. Like, and then I just went up there and, like, sealed it up. It's all good now. Like, some of this stuff is, like, easy to overthink. It's like, oh, man, there's a leak in the roof. It's going to be this big deal. And it's like, well, no, there's a crack in the roof. Just fill the crack. It's not that hard. But then that turned into, like, well, the ladder's up, so gutters. So we cleaned out the gutters. And my wife was out there, and she was like pretty gung-ho on the gutters. She's never done it before, ever. And like, I've seen my dad do it, and it just doesn't look like fun. He just takes like a putty knife, and you get up there and you scrape all the crap out. But she was pretty all for it, so we're in the front of the house doing it, and I was like doing the ladder stuff. And then this like super old couple in like their 70s walks by, and I forget exactly what they said, but it was basically a super offensive gender stereotype of like completely emasculating me, of like, why am I on the ground while my wife's up there cleaning the gutters? And so I was like, I'll take it from here.
Oh man,
Oh yeah.
fighting for life in the bathroom.
It happens.
Whew. It hurts to death. Not funny, but it hurts.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. Why don't people, I'm just looking at Steve's comments and stuff, why don't people decorate for Thanksgiving?
I don't understand, but there's
Can we,
people
like,
that
can we
do.
normalize
but
it though?
Like people decorate. It's not for Thanksgiving. It's more like they decorate for fall, and that kind of ties into Thanksgiving. But then there's
Yeah. So like we have a like we still have our like gourds and pumpkins and like a fall themed like flag outside, and it's good. It's good. That'll get us to like through Thanksgiving. That's enough. But like, people like do like more decorations for Halloween, more decorations for Christmas, and then people will like decorate for Easter, not to the same extent, but a little bit more. But it's like, why would we do something for Thanksgiving? I can't stand the jumping from Halloween straight into Christmas for decorations.
me neither.
And so like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, can we normalize some like Thanksgiving decorations, like something better? Yes, Steve, thank you. Which
Because
is
that jolly son of a
typically,
bitch keeps moving in on the
historically-
Tom's territory.
and historically, the Michigan-Ohio State game is played the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so that is an appropriate time. It's like back in the day, like my parents used to take us to get our Christmas tree, like what would be like Good Friday or the Saturday following Thanksgiving. And I feel like that's
Same.
appropriate. Like that's like Thanksgiving's done, then you move on to Christmas. I don't think it's cool to just like ignore Thanksgiving and then just go Halloween to Christmas.
Why would she make up such blasphemous lies, Steve? Everybody knows he exists. Because she got coal in her stocking.
Shit. All right, $217,000 $217,000 from 51% full. That's pretty good.
Mm.
So 500K for the full load, 550 for full load, maybe.
I told my wife, I was like, no Christmas movies, no Christmas music, no Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving. If you want to listen to Christmas music on the way home from Thanksgiving dinner, that's fine by me. But none
Yeah,
before.
like let's do Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Usually we put them up. We like it has nothing to do with the Michigan, Ohio, but it's usually the weekend after. It's when we have time to sit down and like put our tree up and decorate it and everything. So that's probably what we'll end up doing. But I mean, that's how I've always been. Thanksgiving first, and then we'll worry about Christmas.
Yep. Yeah. Like Thanksgiving is the only holiday with food that I understand. Like, you know, with like other holidays like Easter and like Christmas and stuff, where there's like it's dinner, but dinner's at like 1 or 2, something weird like that. And it's like, I don't know. I don't really consider those to be like food holidays.
Yeah, we stopped doing my
Like
my
Thanksgiving's the only food
stepmom
holiday.
stopped like doing big Christmas dinner. Like we used to have like a Christmas dinner. Now she just does like finger foods, and you stop by whenever you want on Christmas Eve. So like it's not like a full dinner. It's just kind of like come hang out, munch.
Yeah, it seems like Christmas Eve has become like a bigger food holiday.
And then what we've done the past couple of years is we'll get a prime rib, and I'll take it over there on Christmas Day and cook it. Even though that previous years we haven't had a decent oven, so that's why we were like, hey, I was like, hey, can try cooking over here, and that's become kind of a tradition. So I cook the prime rib over there, and we hang out and have dinner together. What's up, Austin? How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I've just never understood the like formal meals around other holidays. Because it's not based on food. All the other major holidays are based off of like religion. So
Now you say that, I just thought that growing up we always had Easter dinner at grandma's too.
yeah. Yeah, Easter's another one, like the ham. You can have like the Easter ham or whatever it is.
Yeah, Easter ham.
Yep. And it's like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And also, like, Jesus was a Jew, so why are you celebrating that with ham?
Weird.
Yep.
Did you see they officially
go back.
confirmed they found Noah's Ark? They like took ground penetrating radar out there, and they found like
No, they didn't find it.
it was in the news.
They didn't find it.
They did.
No. I'm telling you they didn't.
Well, they assumed that they did.
Okay. So you do understand like how wild it like things would be if that was actually true.
I understand
Like,
how
have
wild
you read the story in the Bible about
the whole Bible would be wild if it was true. Okay. I
well, because
completely understand that.
Noah lived for like 1,000 years. It took him like 500 years to build the ark and get the animals on it.
Maybe it was just his
And
son
the
that
flood,
continued on.
the floods lasted 100 years. I mean, and so like just based off of that basic information, like think about how implausible that is, and how you explain like because according to them, the entire world was flooded. So then, like by that logic, like how many like there'd be no plants and there'd be no trees because they'd all be dead. And over the course of that time, all of the animals lasted, like, lived for 500 years and never reproduced.
So this is the Wilson
And the sheer
pace setter
space that you need to have for all
in the
animals, because we're not
Volvo,
talking
that's
about
Tony's. And we have the Peterbilt 379 with
evolution here, because that
this is
didn't
just a
exist.
Lizard
So in a world where that doesn't exist,
end dump.
every
That's
single
also Tony's.
animal
Mine here is
two of
the
them,
T800 with the Merit
in the world, which
Is
is
it,
like thousands of
Merit
animals,
Heritage trailer.
fitting onto
This
one
is- this is
boat.
mine.
One male, one
These two are
female
Tony's.
only. And they lived for 500 years each. Even though, like, the average life cycle of a bee is like 30 days. So I'll tell you right now, what you saw on the news isn't real.
I'm just saying. They say they found it.
Okay, cool. It would be the biggest thing that was ever built.
I've said for a long this
To
is
hold all
what
of the
got me in
animals on
so
board.
much trouble with my family that it's fiction. Like it's and people
Listen,
are
I look at it, and like people don't really understand like my take on it, but I look at it like Aesop's fables, where it's like don't take everything literally. It's more about like the lessons from it. That's more important. Like that's how you build your guidelines is off of this. It's like, did it ever really happen? No. Maybe it was like loosely based off of, you know, real events. Sure, I'll give you that. But my opinion is more of just like a guideline as to like how to live your life. It's either that or they were all just a bunch of fucking liars back then. Like that was 3,000 years ago. What do they know? They definitely weren't as smart.
well, I take that back. They probably were considerably smarter than us for the time that they lived in. Because look at how dumb some of these people are today. Like we have to put warning labels on everything to tell you not to put that in your mouth. Like we as a whole are dumb. We might have smarter technology and more technologically advanced, but as a whole, we're pretty dumb. Okay?
Right,
So,
but their method of communication was just like literally telephone. And except for a select few, everybody was illiterate. Like only the scholars were able to read and write back then. So like it's a bunch of made up bullshit. That like the story via the game of telephone just got twisted so many times over the course of thousands of years.
we're gonna speed this. I don't know what's going on with my net right now. It's not my net. It's gotta be a YouTube OBS something. Calls me to drop frames because I am 889 down, 343 up.
So like the Bible didn't come out. Like I should know all this stuff, but yeah, I've blocked it out. Like first like Old Testament Bible was first like published around like the year 400, but it's all based off of events that happened, obviously, like BC, and like 1200 BC, 1300 BC. So you're talking about someone writing about things that happened 800 years prior. And they're significantly less educated. So bunch of dum-dums.
It's got to be something going on with YouTube or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they're. I don't know. Maybe they're. My bandwidth goes anywhere from 2,000 kbps. It was just at 12,000. It just goes haywire. I'm in the red.
Yeah, your stream has been freaking out.
Yeah, I've dropped 34,000 frames so far. And I don't know. It's not my. I just did a speed test. My internet. I'm getting 800 down, 330 up. Like, so, it's not my internet. And it happened around the same exact time last week. I don't understand it.
Is all your stuff up to date?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. If it wasn't up to date, why would it be fine? And then once it gets to like, it was like 10:30 last time, it just went nuts though.
Well, you just double check to make sure it's up to date. And then if that's the case, then start going back to your mods. It shouldn't affect your bandwidth though.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with the game. It's all in OBS. Somewhere between OBS and YouTube, shit's going stupid because, like I said, my internet's fine. And I reset my internet earlier today.
What's your upload bit rate?
300 up. 330 up, I think.
No, in OBS.
Oh, I think I had set to 7,000.
I tried dropping it to 5.
It wouldn't be where it wouldn't be. I don't think it's that either. My internet can handle way more than 7,000. It's just 7,000 is the cap for YouTube, I believe. Because 7,000 was when I was doing like, what was it, 80 up? So 300 up should be able to handle that no problem.
Yeah, dude, I've never had that. Like the most I've ever had for upload up until recently was like 20 or 30. So, and I was able to stream stuff just fine with like 8,000.